In this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of hydrating a coco coir brick so that you can use it as seed starting mix. In my opinion, coco coir is the best seed starting mix you can get. It's much more affordable than the alternatives, and it's much better for the environment. It's safe for indoor use, and it's inert, so it's not going to cause shock to your seedlings or cause them to die to damping off disease. For this, you will want 2 buckets, around 2 to 3 gallons each. You'll need a soil sifter, and of course you'll need the coco coir brick. You're also going to want gloves, although they're not strictly required. Put the bucket in a utility sink and then unwrap the packaging around the coco coir brick. You want to do this over the bucket because it can get a little bit messy. Place the coco coir in the bucket and then begin running water over it. You're going to want to use warm to hot water here because that's going to be more effective in breaking up the coco coir. Fill the bucket up about halfway and then allow it to sit for a few minutes. The coco coir will start to dissolve and break up. After about 10 to 30 minutes, it should be soft enough that you can start to break the brick up into smaller pieces. This will help it to dissolve more quickly. After breaking up the coco coir, you might find that a lot of the water has been absorbed. Go ahead and add more water if this is the case. Allow it to sit for a few more minutes to absorb all this water. You want this to be a pretty soupy consistency, so make sure you add plenty of water here. Let this sit for at least 15 minutes so that it can absorb all of this water. Once it looks like this, it's ready to be strained. It's kind of a gross, goopy mess right now, but don't worry, we're going to fix that right now. Reach into the bucket, grab a small handful, and give it a good squeeze. We want to remove as much water as possible, so go ahead and give it a really nice hard squeeze. And then use the second bucket as a storage area. That's where we're going to put all that coco coir. The reason we're doing this is that coco coir contains a lot of salt, and we do not want salt in our soil. So we're really trying to get all this water in here and then squeezing it out so that all the salts go down into the drain and we just are left with pure coco coir. After you do this about 5 or 6 times, you're going to find that there's not very much coco coir left, and it's going to seem like it's just a bucket of dirty water, but there's actually quite a bit of coco coir still left in here, so this is when we're going to start to use the soil sifter. Place the soil sifter into the bucket and pull up on it to grab a bunch of coir. You'll be amazed at how much coco coir this thing's able to grab, because the bucket will, again, it will have just seemed like it was just a bucket of dirty water, but there's actually tons of coco coir left in here. So reach into that strainer and grab the coco coir that has been strained out by this. After repeating this process 5 or 6 times, eventually we're going to find that there's not very much coco coir going into the strainer anymore. So what we can do then is put the strainer on the ground here and pour the water into it. So now we're going to still use it as a filter, but the water is going to pass through it. And again, you're going to find that there's a lot more coco coir than you thought left. So just grab it, squeeze it through the filter, and then put it down in our bucket. Keep doing this until the bucket is completely empty. And when we're done, we should have something that looks like this. Look at all of this soil. All of this came from that one little brick of coir. And the cost of this is just, it's so much better than what you can get by buying normal seed starting mix. So there you go. There's my process for turning one of these bricks of coco coir into a very large amount of very nice seed starting mix. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like, and if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please go ahead and subscribe. If you have other tips or techniques for how to hydrate your coco coir, please let me know in the comments. Thank you very much.